No one likes to be pushed into a corner, especially with two leading edge behind you. Fortunately, today, safety is right around the corner. Stay tuned. Okay, so here's the situation we're going to look at today. So as always, we're going to do this in 4 steps. Step number 1, we're going to identify the area that needs to be protected. Step number 2, we're going to identify the falling hazard. Step number 3, we're going to define our solution. And step number 4, we're going to do some suggestions to go even further. So let's get right to it. Okay, so here's our situation. We're going to look at how to best protect those HVAC units on the corner here. So let's do a quick screen capture and let's get right to work. So what do we need to protect here? Well, all those units are pretty close to the edge, but let's focus on these two for now. So they're definitely on like pretty close to the edge. And there's 2 edges being like with them being on the corner. So this situation will bring us to review our guardrail designing skills or notions, as you'll see in step number 3. Okay, so step number 2, the falling hazard. Well, it's pretty clear that we're talking about 2 roof edges here. We have a falling hazard that is definitely more than 3 meters or 10 feet. So considering we're only looking at these 2 units for now, these would be the roof edges that are the falling hazard in that situation. Okay, step number 3, let's define our solution. So for a configuration like this, according to the space that we have to work with, I would definitely go with our VSS compact system. This one has the smaller footprint, requires less space, but it has a twist. We have some mandatory return at each end. So let's say that we only want to go simply with the protection on these units on the front side here. So, okay, very good. So this is, let's say, 20 foot. And then we complete with our 5-foot return here. Is this good? Well, we have a good protection from this edge, but this edge is unprotected, and actually we cannot leave the guardrail like this, because this one here, this return is not a guardrail. It's not considered as a guardrail. Therefore, it cannot be left on the side of the building like this, on an unguarded edge, because it creates a false sense of protection. Since it looks like a guardrail section but is not, it really creates a false sense of protection. So we cannot leave it like this. So what do? We have to extend the guardrail. In any corner situation like this is what we need to think about. So the guardrail does not end there, it's gonna go all the way here. So how far above the unit? Well, you know, the unit needs to be maintained. People will need a certain radius of circulation. So we want to make sure that anybody working around this unit will be protected. So between 4 to 6 feet, maybe higher here. So similar to what we've done here. And then the return will be here. So in that configuration, no returns are facing the roof edge. Plus, we have covered each side of this corner, so these 2 units can really be accessed and worked on safely. Okay, step number 4. What could we do to go even further? Well, that's easy. As always, how do we access these units? I see a corner here. I presume that there's either a hatch or maybe a door or a ladder on one side of the building. One thing is for sure is that the access to these must be controlled. So a section of warning line like this might be a good idea, at least to handle this corner, okay? Nobody can cut the corner and come at a few inches from the edge, and this is often the natural path of people going on a rooftop. They have the tendency to cut the corners to go faster. So this is a very good application of the warning line. We could actually do the same thing on each side. Where we have a unit like this very close to the edge, well, we just add another section of compact guardrail. So again, to define the length needed, you take the length of the unit, we add 4 to 6 feet on each side. Sometime we will do recommendation based on pricing. For example, if we end up with something at 18 feet, well, we know that 20 feet is basically the same cost, so let's go in with 20 feet instead. You're just gonna have more protection. So, as always, identifying the areas to maintain on the rooftop, but also identifying how to get in these areas and the natural circulation of people when they go on the rooftop. This will give us a lot of info on how to design the best fall protection system. That's it. I hope you have enjoyed and learned with today's situation. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Do you have a similar situation on your building? Contact us by email at info@deltaprevention.com and we'll get back to you in 24 hours or less. To get notified of our next video, follow us on YouTube or subscribe to our newsletter by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks again and stay safe.